Today we check in on Backwoods Bastard, see how he's been aging since 2017. Welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to try Founder's Backwoods Bastard 2017. Now, this beer is poured. As you can see, I did do a side-by-side of the 2017 versus 2018, but I did want to do a full review on each one, so that's why it's poured. If you haven't, I'll link it up above to the beer versus beer. Excuse me. This is the 2017 version. I don't know why Founders puts this stuff so small on the back of the label. They have this big space and they put all the text very small so you can barely read it. This was bottled on 10/4/2017, 11.2% ABV, and this is the 2017 release. As you can tell, all the 2017 Barrel Age Series beers did have the red border around it. The 2018 version had a blue border. From Untapped, this is no longer in production, obviously. 50 IBUs from Untapped. Most of the time, I do not do a review when these beers come out because I know Founders will make a lot of this. It will sit on the shelves and it will go on sale at some point. Then I can pick a 4-pack up. This one did have a price tag on the cap of $14.99. Most of the time, if you watch it and see how many 4-packs a store has or a beer shop, you could get it for $11 to $14, somewhere in there. And that's usually why I do not buy it fresh, because I know it will go down in price. Head is gone. When I first poured it, this did dissipate pretty quick. Khaki-ish off-white head, almost a color caramel head. If we look at the color, it is almost like a ruby red brown on the sides with dark brown in the center. This one does have some yeast and protein floating in there, so it is very hazy. I can't see through it. Let's go ahead and get a smell. A good medium level of that bourbon oak vanilla, and I do pick up some caramel in there. Maybe a tiny bit of alcohol, but because I know it is an 11.2% beer, I think I'm looking for that. And that bourbon, I think, lets it off as alcohol. But yeah, that bourbon oak mixes very well together, followed by almost like a sweet caramel. I'm guessing that's coming from the grains. This is considered a Scotch ale. I wish they would put that on the bottle, but on the bottle it just says ale aged in bourbon barrels. Don't know how long. Maybe something does say it, but I did not find it. Obviously, because I did do the beer versus beer, it does say dark fruits. I really don't get that dark fruit. That bourbon, vanilla, oak, along with the caramel, sweet caramel, comes out, and that's about all I get. So let's go ahead and taste. Very, very smooth. You do get that sweet caramel, that bourbon, that vanilla. It all mixes pretty much at the front of the palate, goes to the back. As it's gone, kind of an oaky sweet caramel is what I get. Now this is warm because I should say warmer, not as cold, but I did do the beer review of beer versus beer before this, so it has had time to warm up a little bit. But yeah, this tastes like it's matured. All those flavors have mixed together, almost like the harsh notes are now gone, just to leave the good ones. Then the bottom bitter notes have went away, so everything is like in the middle of where you want it. I think this is better aged, as you will see in the next one and in the beer versus beer. I think this is right to drink now for somebody that doesn't like such a harsh beer. I could see some people that don't like this aged if they really want that bourbon alcohol taste. But for me, this is, I think this is the perfect time, but because I did buy a 4-pack, I'm going to age the other ones longer and just see how they do. Kyle from No Hype put out a older beer review, and we were kind of talking, you know, you never know when the right time is to drink an aged beer unless you have 10 or 12 of them where you can keep letting them go, and then once you see it going downhill you drink all the rest. You never really know. But just tasting this versus the 2018, in my opinion, it seems like a year into this Backwoods Bastard is the time to drink it, but we will not be able to really find out until the end of this year, October or something. I'll probably wait until 2020, until the next batch comes out this year, at the end of this year, and I'll let it age a tiny bit, 3-4 months. But yeah, I think this is drinking well right now. I don't know if it's going to get better. I could see some of those flavors start dropping off, like that sweet caramel. That could go out and bring some more of that maltiness as the beer says it is. To me, I do not get smoke. On the back of this, it does say smoke. I don't get it, but I also don't get it in the fresh 2018 version. So we'll have to see how that plays out and what flavors start dropping off. If you're doing this and you're not a beer reviewer, I would almost take notes of what you get, because the advantage I have is once this beer video goes out, I can go back next year and see what I said about this. So if you are doing this with beers, I would suggest getting a notebook and keeping notes so you know year after year, if you do cellar beers, what that taste is going to be like. Too much rambling and not enough drinking. Yeah, I think this is good. I would probably have to go with a 4.5 out of 5. I don't think you're getting exactly what Founders is saying you should. I don't get the smoke. I really don't get the dark fruits like the plum, raisin, dates. I don't get that. Maybe that bourbon, oak, vanilla is taking over most of that right now. And they do say earthy spice. I don't get that earthy spice. I get more of that oak out of this. But definitely a good beer, especially when it's cold, snowing, you know, freezing outside. This will warm you up. My friends have rated this 41 times, average 4.44 out of 5. 31,000 people have had rated the 2017 version, average 4.2 out of 5. So, yeah, single malt scotch, oaky bourbon barrels is what Founders is saying the description is. Yeah, 4.5. Somebody just had this on tap the other day, or out of a bottle, I'm sorry. So yeah, if you're definitely into Scotch ales, bourbon barrel beers, obviously you can't get this one, but if you are in the distributing area of Founders, definitely one to pick up and age a 4-pack, or get 2 4-packs, drink one, and then start taking notes year after year. So if you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notified when a new video is coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.